welcome back to No Pygmies Allowed. Today we're going to be talking about how the patriarchy divided women. So, from the beginning of time, as you know, women didn't have resources, right? So we had to marry men to get their resources and so we can provide for our kids and provide for ourselves, right? So, with that being said, I believe and I know in my heart, and it's also factual that that created competition between women, right? And what I've noticed with women as I'm getting older, it's a lot of indirect aggression. So they will gossip about you. They will say, oh, she's a whore, she's a this, she's a that. She slept with bosses to get on top. And so they use gossiping as a tool to compete with other women, right? Like think about like mean girl cliques or the popular chick and a bunch of other girls that follow her wherever she goes, right? So a lot of times these women are in these friendships, but it's just the other form of how they compete for men. And if you ever been in a workplace or there's this really hot, pretty girl you know, and nobody likes her and everybody just cuts their eyes at her and they don't make eye contact with her or they side eye her or gossip about her, they're trying to tear down that woman's reputation. Women do it all the time. Like you're in a bar, right? And then this girl, like she starts bashing you in front of this guy that she likes, right? So basically, she's trying to put you below her and put herself on a pedestal to get that guy's attention. It happens all the time. Women are very catty, they're very malicious, very envious, and extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. And if you think that these women out here are just uh going to the doctor to get BBLs and Chanel bags and all these lip fillers just so they can impress men, girl, you must not know. Like it's way bigger than that. A woman would try to sleep with your guy just so she can one up you, just so she can one up you. And a lot of times, I don't know if you've heard this, right? Well, like let's say a man has a girlfriend, right? And all of a sudden now he's getting all this attention from all these different women, right? Because women like men that are already pre-selected because they want to see what's so great about this guy. If this woman vetted you, then there must be something great about you, and I want to know what it is, and I want it for myself. And so for me, it's hard as a woman myself because it's like I want to be in friendships where I see that person and she's beautiful and she's a 10 and I want to just, uplift and be there for that girl. But it's hard to find someone that looks like me because I am tall, I am slim, I am, right now I'm around a lot of people that are just married, they have kids. And so it's hard for me to relate. And even when I try to be nice, it's still some side comments or cattiness and at the end of the day, a woman is not going to have me around her man because I already know the pathology of women. And honestly, I wouldn't even want them around my man either, you know? Not because, oh, I don't trust my man or I don't trust women. I just know the nature of a woman. And if my man is going to do me dirty, he's going to do me dirty, but it's not going to be because I brought somebody around him. The patriarchy has put us against each other um where we are competing for men. It was never supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be women being in a sense of community, right? And men competing against other men to see who was the better alpha, and that man was able to go off and go get a wife and children, and we were supposed to basically pass that guy around. It was never supposed to be women going out in the world doing these crazy surgeries, these crazy things to our faces, these deadly surgeries, just so we can show up another woman and say, hey, I'm better, and then to try to get a guy. It was never supposed to be like that. It was never supposed to be like that. People want to tell me, like, oh my God, beauty is not all that. The beauty industry is about 500 something $billion that was spent. And so women are doing all of these things. The beauty standards continuously rising. The competitiveness is rising at every second for a woman to be perfect, have a great body, have a great this, have a great that. And you think they're all doing this shit just for a man? Anyways, y'all, let's keep watching.
Your husband or whatever. And then they can also help you be a more effective competitor by spreading your gossip, because if gossip is repeated multiple times by independent sources, it's more likely to be believed. So if you wanted to take out a rival and you have 10 female friends to spread the information, it's now distributed much more widely and people are going to believe it more readily compared to if you have no female allies. And then they're also sources of reputational ammo. So they can bring you information about other same sex competitors or opposite sex if you wanted to, take out a man. But I think more often women's conversations are about same sex peers. So I think that what female allies might actually be doing is helping women better compete.
But in a social, pro-social, anti-social, reputational gossip way.
Yeah, not physical fights, but
I'm so glad. Every single day I'm reminded of being glad that I'm a male. All right.
So, ladies, don't be jealous if you don't have like 10 or 15 friends to go on a trip with, right? Because I'm sure you've seen all those stories on YouTube about women having horrible experiences with their friend groups. And so it's not really a big deal to have a bunch of friends. It just makes it where there's a lot more people you have to watch. And I'm not sure why you would want that. I'm not sure. Cuz once you're in the real world and you're adult, you see when you walk in a room, right? And you look really good. I'm sure you see women side eye you, or somebody say, who does she think she is, or she's doing too much, or they try not to acknowledge you because they don't want to give you any validation, but every man in the freaking room is staring at you. And so the way I kind of see life is, if a bunch of women are not trying to be your friend, or they just dislike you for any reason, but every single man is admiring you and trying to take you out, and the whole world is just adoring you, but women aren't. And then you got to watch out for those women who do compliment you too, because a lot of times compliments are just a way for a woman to just get close to you and basically not have a good, you know, she's not going to have good intentions for you. It's really just for her to benefit from you, right? So I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot. And I'm sure after when this video gets posted, a lot of women are going to be telling me the experiences they had in offices and school environments and parties or events, things of that nature, of how you walked in a room and all this indirect aggression, right? Because a woman is not going to just come knock you out in the face. Like, they're not that bold. Women are not that bold as you believe, right? So they're going to spread rumors, they're going to try to tear you down and humble you in settled ways, right? And you're not going to even notice it at first. You might have to go back home and be like, did she really say that? She did. And you got to cut her off, cuz I don't do frenemies at all. So y'all, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know if you want me to keep talking more about this topic. Like and subscribe, and I hope you're getting your body right for this summer. And let me know how things are going for you down below.